Hello and welcome to my reading of Steins Gate Zero. If this is your first time here, the link to the playlist is in the card in the corner there. Last time, we learned that many more people have reading Steiner than we knew of. Mayuri's friend is one of the affected. Let's find out how she's doing.
Nakase-san, did this dream of yours take place in Okinawa?
Huh? Yeah, that's right. I think it was Okinawa. I think I saw a sign saying so when I was in the car.
Inside the car, there was you, me, and Yuki-san. Then the driver and a short man who was an SDF soldier.
Yeah.
The man's name was Shimoyama. Fubuki suddenly went pale. A dream about being in a car in Okinawa could be written off as a coincidence. But knowing the exact name of the men in that shared dream was a different matter entirely.
How? Why?
The man talked to you about waking dreams and the president of Russia.
That's right.
And then you were taken to a US Army base. There, you met up with Mayuri and the others and said goodbye to me. Fubuki was too stunned to speak. There was no room for doubt. My suspicion turned into a certainty. Fubuki had a stronger reading Steiner than most people, and remembered the other world line as a relatively realistic dream.
In the dream, that Shimoyama guy said that you and I both had memories of another world.
Yeah,
Was he right?
yeah. I hesitated for a moment, but then I gave her a brief explanation of my own reading Steiner ability. This would probably take a lot of stress off her, honestly. She would at least know why these things are happening to her.
Not just know why, but also not be alone.
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to make sure she understood was that her dreams weren't caused by an illness.
Because I imagine they don't tell the patients what each other's dreams are, so they can get as accurate a how much of these things are the same as possible.
Yeah.
So knowing that she's not alone, that these dreams are very much shared, might help.
But her reaction wasn't what I expected.
Then there might be others who aren't sick, too.
There are? But if you stick 4 of them in a room together, they will talk.
Yeah. There's nothing to do, so I talk to the others a lot about the dreams we have. Sometimes it's just amazing how similar they are.
Some of the dreams are probably pretty traumatic, like those might be the people who are doing worse off.
Well, I imagine the ones that, this may sound cold, imagine the ones that are doing the best are the ones who died quickly.
Yeah. Or are dead during the, well, who knows what the what it would be like to have the world line memories of being dead. Like,
well, you wouldn't have memories, is the point.
Yeah, but what would
like
that,
you'd remember,
what would that do to
you'd remember
someone?
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean the people who died very quickly in the war, like in the bomb drops.
Yeah.
Like it'd be scary, but then it'd be over, not having to
Yeah, but also if
dream of
the person had died before the world line, I guess
they wouldn't have memories then.
But
maybe they wouldn't be affected by this particular reading Steiner.
Yeah. Or they just have no memories for that period. Like, just pure memory loss. Yeah. They just wake up not knowing what happened for the last month.
Yeah, unless every single one of them are the people who survived, but this started kicking in before that world line was explored.
And also people in different like the
Different countries and stuff.
No, I'm
yeah.
just thinking like what did they call it? The attractor field of someone's death. Like if someone's death does not result from an attractor field, maybe they don't die, or maybe there's an attractor field that says they are alive or something too. Like
maybe. We don't have any specifics on how that works.
Yeah.
But because so many people were dead.
Yeah.
Like there are more people dead than alive.
Yeah.
I imagine some of the people affected by reading Steiner weren't alive.
Yeah, so who knows what happened to them? Like,
I don't even want to know what kind of dreams they were having.
but well, from what we know, there's only 100 and change people, so they could all be survivors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a kid in elementary school who's in the next room. We became friends.
They said they'd never been to Okinawa, but they had a dream that they were there. Tokyo had burned down, and the self-defense forces saved them and took them there.
I see. Oh no. If that was true, then it wasn't just Fubuki. There were other patients who were being kept in the hospital for no reason, who didn't have any kind of disease at all.
Should I talk to the doctors? No.
No, I don't think they'd believe you. And if they started to think that your delusions were getting worse.
Also, if they did believe you,
Yeah.
you being able to see into different world lines would not make you any less of a target.
Yeah. You'd just be locked up in a different cell.
Right.
They just want to experiment on you at
Yeah.
that point. And that's worse than what's happening now.
Yeah. You shouldn't tell the others yet. You don't want there to be a fuss.
Yeah.
And then Yuki poked her head through the curtain.
Okabe-san, a nurse is coming. Visiting hours are over for the day.
I looked at the clock. It was well past 8.
Why did y'all go at like 7:30?
Because you only woke up at 6.
Fair.
Sorry for being in such a rush, Fubuki-chan. Next time we'll come earlier so we have more time.
Yeah, the world line shifted back at 6, so this is like an hour and a half later.
Oh, Mayushi, don't go.
But the nurse will get mad.
Let them get mad. Sleep with me tonight.
Girl.
Well, you can put that into the lines out of context if you want. Fubuki was back to her usual self. She grabbed Mayuri's hand and held it tight. Kaede chuckled and forced her to let go. Yeah, I find it more likely that Fubuki and Mayuri are secretly dating. I don't think it's likely, but I find it's more likely than Fubuki and Okabe.
Yeah. Don't be selfish. We'll come as often as we can. That's not good enough. Come tomorrow and the day after. As soon as school's over. I'm so bored I could die.
Fubuki flailed her arms and legs about. It was a bit too deliberate, if you ask me. Kaede patted her on the head.
Right. Bye-bye.
Mayuri and Yuki went over to pat her, too. And before long, she looked like a little puppy in a kennel being petted. We left her behind and exited the room. I was the last one to leave, and before I did, I turned around and saw Fubuki staring at us from the bed. Our eyes met, so I nodded a little. It's okay. You're not sick, so don't worry. I don't know if she understood what I meant, but she nodded back. The hospital halls were strangely silent after visiting hours were over. I checked my phone as I waited for the elevator. Huh? I had a line message. It was from Suzuha.
I want to talk in private. I'll wait for you to contact me.
Something in the short message made me feel very tense. After I said my goodbyes to the others, I contacted Suzuha. She told me to come to the top of Radigan. When I arrived, she was standing silently on the dark roof. There was no trace of a smile on her face. Her eyes shone in the darkness, and as she glared at me, I felt a shiver run down my spine. This was not the Suzuha I was used to. Maybe this was her true self. Or maybe we're not exactly back on the original world line and Suzuha has gotten more assholery or something. Whatever she wanted to talk to me about, I was sure I wasn't going to like it.
Sorry to bring you out here like this, Uncle Okarin.
What did you want to talk about?
Oh, I'm really not good at talking to people. Or trying to persuade them, you know.
Did Okabe ask her to do something in the last month that he's forgotten about? From the way she stumbled over her words, it was clearly something she didn't want to talk about. Just say it. That's what the old you would have done, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Are you trying to break this to me gently? I see. Thanks.
It's not really like that.
Suzuha got a little annoyed and tried to say something back to me, but ended up swallowing her words because she didn't want to sound like a tsundere. To be honest, it was a bit of a shock at first. You were so different than the Suzuha I know.
I can't help it. When the world line changes, so does the environment you grew up in. And that changes your personality and how you think.
Yeah, but I don't think that anymore. You're still the Suzuha I know.
No. I really am different. I'm not the Amane Suzuha you know well, Uncle Okarin.
Suzuha.
I followed you today.
Followed me?
That's right. All the way into the hospital.
What did she say? Why would she do that? No, I knew the answer without even asking. There was only one reason she would do something like that. You realized that I'd shifted world lines?
I'd always suspected that your reading Steiner might have activated on Christmas Eve. Not just then. Today, too. And now I'm sure.
I deliberately avoided telling Suzuha that the world line had changed. It was obvious that she would react like this.
Tell me, is this a different world line than it was before?
What will you do with the answer?
Just tell me! This is an order, Okabe Rentaro.
I gulped as I saw her pull a gleaming pistol out from her jacket. It was aimed right between my eyes, yet had no slide on it.
The art of a man who's never seen a gun in his life.
Yep. This is a joke, right?
I wouldn't do this as a joke.
It felt like Suzuha was trying to revert to who she was when I first come to the Beta World line. A woman who put her mission above everything else. She was so desperate it hurt to even look at her. What would happen if she shot me here? I imagined myself lying on the ground in a pool of blood. In my mind, the image overlapped with Kurisu's dead body. I closed my eyes and grit my teeth, trying to avoid a flashback. I'd spent the last month trying to escape to Okinawa in the middle of a war, but I still wasn't used to having a gun pointed right at me.
I'll ask you one more time. Did the world line change? Is this a different world than it was before?
But Suzuha's hands were shaking a little as she held the gun. That would have been unimaginable when she first come here from the future. She's holding the gun in a very movie pose sort of way, not a real sort of way. The second hand is literally doing nothing.
No, she's not bracing her gun at all.
Yeah.
It's to show off the gun, not to brace it.
Yeah. But, like, if she did fire the gun, like, that second hand is not going to do anything with the recoil. Because the gun is just going to go up. I'm sure she won't, like, lose control of the gun and have it go flying out of her hands, but she won't keep
Not one that small, but it would shoot the bullet off in the wrong direction.
Yeah. No, the first shot would still be on target. Anything else, like, she'll immediately go off target as the recoil hits.
No, it depends on the recoil, because if you don't brace or anticipate your gun going up, your bullet will not hit where you pointed it.
Yeah. Maybe she was ashamed of it, because she bit down on her teeth even harder.
Biting her teeth?
Like, clenching her teeth, I think they mean. She must have bit her lip when she did so, because a single trail of blood ran down her jaw and dripped onto the ground. That's a pretty nasty bite.
She's threatening someone she loves.
Yeah. I stared at the blood as I answered. Don't worry, we're in the same world line we were before.
You're sure?
Yeah. It's true that we shifted between world lines. Yeah, it's true that we shifted between world lines once, but we came back, I think.
Who was responsible? Russia?
I think so.
Which means they finally started experimenting with the time machine.
I nodded.
That means there's no time to waste. If they keep experimenting, something will happen that can't be changed. It might close the path to Steins Gate. I'm a fool. I shouldn't have wasted time worrying. I'm done trying to get you to change your mind.
What will you do?
Okabe Rentaro, you're going to follow my orders. You're coming back to July 28th with me.
And if I refuse?
I won't let you refuse.
Are you okay with that?
What?
Are you okay with erasing this world line?
Shut up! That's a nice ear ringing effect.
Yeah. There was a horrible ringing in my ears and a fierce pain in my eardrums. Yeah, being that close to a gunshot without ear protection is...
Not
Yeah.
advisable.
Yeah. And also, very surprising if you're not prepared. A second later, the smell of gunpowder passed by my face. She really shot at me.
Next time it won't be a threat. I'll shoot you.
She was glaring at me as if she was about to cry. We stared at each other in silence. I tried as hard as I could to come up with something to calm her down, but nothing came to me. Nothing I could come up with would get her to change her mind. What should I do?
Suzuha! Okarin! What are you doing?
Suddenly, I heard Daru's voice. I turned and saw that he had just come out of the door near the stairs.
Dad? How?
I got a message from Mayushi and Amanishi. They said you'd contacted Okarin. I had a bad feeling, so I decided to look for you. And then I got a message from an unknown sender.
An unknown sender?
They sent me an URL that had a map of this place. I thought you might be here, so I came right over. And then I heard a gunshot, and it really scared me.
Me too, bud.
Daru's whole body was covered with sweat. Even as he spoke, large beads were appearing on his forehead. He must have really hurried.
So, Suzuha, what's with that gun?
Suzuha wasn't actually...
You wouldn't fire a gun if you didn't have a reason, duh.
Especially in a city, like... Yes, she missed, but that bullet's going to hit something.
Well, she probably hit the top of the building.
Yeah, she probably shot low.
Come on, Suzuha, out with it.
Dad, you know what it is.
What's that?
The world line changed. Russia started experimenting with the time machine.
You're sure?
That's why I'm doing this. At this rate, it'll be too late to do anything. We won't reach Steins Gate. We won't be able to stop World War III. Lots of people will die. Mom will die. And I won't be able to stop any of it.
That would be really bad. But, still, even if you threaten Okarin and force him to go back to the past with you, is that really going to work?
Daru's normally easygoing expression had suddenly turned serious.
Since I've started to research the time machine and the world lines, I've kind of figured something out. I think Okarin might be right, and it might be impossible to save Makisishi the normal way.
Now you're saying it too, Dad?
If the rules and causality of the world lines could be changed that easily, Okarin should have been able to save Miyushi in the Alpha world line, right?
Then what am I supposed to do?
Daru brought his fist up to his chest.
That's what we're researching, right?
But there's no time.
It's okay. Just leave it to me.
I'll figure something out. I promise. I wish you'd listen to your dad once in a while. Taru's voice was strong and kind in a way you'd never imagined he was capable of. He softly took the gun from Suzuha's hands. Well, he's a dad now. She didn't resist. Here, you forgot something. That's way more important than a gun. On cold days like today, you should be wearing these. Taru took something out of his pocket. He pressed it into Suzuha's hands. It was a pair of handmade gloves. It was the present that Yuki had given her at the Christmas party. I remember it well. When he gave her the gloves, warm tears started to flow down her face.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Help me, Dad. Help me, please.
Suzuha's shoulders shook as the tears poured down. I turned my eyes towards the time machine, a silhouette in the darkness. I decided that I'm not getting back in that thing. No matter what Taru said, no matter how Suzuha threatened me, I wasn't going back to the past. I can't look back. The next thing she knew, Suzuha was inside the time machine, wrapped up in a blanket. She must have been crying a lot, because she hadn't even noticed that she'd come inside the time machine, or that Rintaro had left. Her dad was next to her, who was also wrapped up in a blanket, and he was looking at her. Have you calmed down?
What time is it?
She wiped away the tears as she asked. It's almost a new day.
Sorry to keep you up this late.
It's fine. I told you before. You can always count on your dad.
Yeah.
The time machine's hatch was still open, and cold air was pouring in. Each time they spoke, they could see their breath turn white. The machine was still silent. They could use the life support system in the cockpit to keep out the cold, but she didn't want to waste the energy. She rubbed her cheeks with her glove-covered hands. The gloves Yuki gave her were very warm, and her hands were the one part of her that wasn't cold. You know, I think someday Okarin's going to work with us. No, he's going to be our leader.
Huh?
Suzuha was a little surprised to see Itaru speaking seriously. Normally, all Itaru ever did was screw around. You know shit's hit the fan when the jokester gets serious.
But also, a lot of people, the best parts of them come out when they're parents.
Yeah.
And even though Daru struggled with it, even though they're technically the same age or thereabouts, he has accepted that place in her life.
Yeah.
And I think he likes that place in her life.
Yeah. The future gadget lab only exists because of Okarin. He also likes the fact that means he gets to sleep with Yuki at some point.
I mean, obviously, yes, but even before he knew who her mother was.
Yeah. He's
He's having a hard time right now, but he'll get over it. And when that happens, Hoyin Kyoma will revive, and he'll say, the phoenix in my name isn't just for show, you know. Stuff like that will make you go, nice chuny bro, or something like that. And when that time comes, Okarin will probably get in the time machine himself without needing you to tell him to.
Suzuha realized Ataru was trying to make her feel better. Suddenly, deep in her heart, she felt a little warmer.
Dad, do you realize how embarrassing the things you're saying are?
Yeah, you're right. No way I could say that in front of Okarin.
I'm going to write a letter to Uncle Okarin before tomorrow. If I talk to him directly, I'll end up acting weird again. I'll tell him I'm sorry, and that I'm going to keep fighting a little longer. So I want him to just think about it. Still, there's really not a lot of time left.
Not a lot of time? Because Russia started their experiments?
You see, the internal battery for the quantum computer that controls the time machine is just about to run out.
Seriously?
I told you, I used the machine a lot starting in 1998 in order to look for Kaguri. It wasn't part of the original plan. Of course, that meant I had to use the computer that controls the machine more than I'd meant to.
And that drained the battery?
The battery is actually closer to running out than the fuel. It'll be hard to make the machine jump the way it's supposed to.
If it's just a battery, can we swap it or recharge it?
No.
Can I take a little look at it?
Suzuha nodded and pointed to a piece at the core of the machine. Itaru leaned his huge body forward to take a look, but soon he gave out a moan of confusion.
What is this thing?
The battery was the same size as a car's, but it was the product of 2036 technology, and Itaru lived in the year 2010. There was probably no way he could understand it. From Itaru's perspective, it might as well have been a black box of unknown technology. A quick look wouldn't tell him anything about how it was built or how it would work. Yeah, but he probably was the one who built it, so he might...
Yeah, if he can puzzle out the time machine, he can puzzle out a battery.
Yeah.
The problem being if they have materials that you can't get in 2010.
That was one reason why Suzuha had agreed to let him look at it.
I don't think you can do anything with 2010's technology. Basically the same as a disposable battery. You can't charge it, and you can't swap it out.
Can you replace it with a battery or generator from this time?
Suzuha shook her head helplessly.
I tried that a long time ago, but it didn't work. I asked Big Sis Rumi to get me a car battery. One of the big ones they use in trucks. I hooked it up. It didn't last a second.
What did you just say?
I tried a gas-powered generator and it didn't work either. Can't even imagine how much gasoline you'd need. And we can't fit that much inside the machine anyway. Big Sis Rumi went through a lot of trouble to get me one of the latest fuel cell batteries.
But even that wasn't good enough.
Future tech is amazing! All that power in something this small?
Well, consider how much battery tech has come along in the last 10 years due to the cars.
Yeah.
Ataru was staring in amazement at the futuristic battery.
If only we could use garbage as fuel, like in that one science fiction movie. So, how long is it going to last?
Probably 1 or 2 more jumps at most.
That's all?
Even while the machine shut down, it's still calculating gravity fields and potential coordinates constantly. Even if we don't jump, the battery will eventually run out. We've got another 6 months of battery at most before we lose the ability to do an accurate jump. So, that's all the time we have to save Mikise Kurisu.
Suzuha grabbed onto Itaru's back and took a deep breath. It was squishy, and it felt good.
What happens if the battery runs out, and we can't control the machine? We lose control of the Kara black hole, and are trapped beyond the event horizon for eternity?
Don't even say that stuff! It's bad luck!
Yeah. Sorry. But I wonder what it's like.
I'm just thinking of that one Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors where Homer falls into the black hole.
I wonder if it's calm and quiet like this, and it just stays that way for eternity. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
Well, Fubuki's going stir crazy and she's just sitting in a hospital. As she clung to her father's warm back, Suzuha started to feel very sleepy. If she let her guard down for a moment, she was sure to fall asleep. She'd been trained to fight it on the battlefield, but this wasn't the battlefield, and she was exhausted from crying. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to let herself sleep once in a while. She sat down and held her knees like a child, then softly closed her eyes.
I see. So, Suzuha's leaving before summer ends. No matter what Ogarin decides.
Just before she fell asleep, she thought she heard her father talking to himself.
This is truly paradise.
Maho's eyes were shining like a little girl's. Not many girls would look like that when you brought them to a place like this. I was the one who'd brought her here, but she seemed to have forgotten about me entirely. She was wandering down the narrow corridors where all the computer parts were, as if in a daze. Then she came to a stop in front of one of them. Inside the shop were lots of little plastic bins filled with junk parts of all sizes.
She's looking for that cheap RAM.
They'd been taken off discarded PCs and appliances. Each one of them was obviously dirty, and lots of them were covered in dust. Yeah, also, I use a RAM chip as a keychain. Now, before you get mad at me for using a scarce resource, it is a very old RAM chip that had the awe-inspiring amount. It could hold 1 megabyte of memory. That's how old it is.
What's this board do you think? It's got a beautiful pattern, like a piece of art. And it's made out of aluminum.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, so you're just being a nerd about it. I love that. Thank you.
What? An IFX-008 image sensor? I can't believe it. This belongs in a museum. What's it doing here?
Just like my 1 megabyte RAM chip. Yeah.
That key hopper is even more amazing than I'd heard.
Watching the ecstasy on Maho's face creeped me out a little.
This is who Maho-senpai really is. A dweeb.
Kurisu spoke from inside my phone. Maho had said she wanted to go out with Kurisu today, and so I ended up going on a strange date with 2 girls at once. This might be another test of Amadeus's capabilities. I've been here a few times, but I've only ever seen one other person stare lovingly at computer parts like that.
I know. You're talking about Hush-san, right?
Yeah, I would almost suggest that Daru and Maho should meet to discuss their love of old electronics, but Daru already has a wife-to-be. Yeah.
I feel kind of bad for Senpai if you're comparing her to him. From what you said, he's an incredible pervert. Girl, me too.
That's right. That was rude to Hayajo-san.
You should hear the shit I say in private. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't hear that, actually.
Yes, it was early afternoon on a Sunday. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard what you say in public. I don't want to hear what you say in private. What is too embarrassing for you to say out loud? Or at least out loud.
It's out of respect for you, not for my embarrassment.
Fair enough. There was a reason I'd come with Maho to the computer parts shops. Dr. Luskinen and Maho were heading back to America in a few days. She was leaving soon, so she wanted me to show her around Akihabara like I'd promised. That's what her message had said. So we met in front of the station in the morning, and I asked her where she wanted to go. This was the result. By the way, our first stop was Yodobashi, and our second, Softmap. I'd already taken her to a lot of used PC and retro PC shops tucked away in tiny alleys. Japanese artists' interpretations of firearms. Now, to be fair, the artist probably hasn't seen a real firearm in real life before. It looks like a box. Like, there's no slide on the pistol Suzuha held, or a shell ejection port. But, in fairness, it is a better drawing of a gun than I could ever do.